A gutsy win for the Vikings over the Lions in this one. J.J McCarthy back and solid, not fantasy crazy, but I think better than I definitely expected him to play. Sam Laporta had a huge game in this one. Jared Goff was pressured almost 50% of his dropbacks. It's kind of amazing he even had over 19 fantasy points in this one. Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the most reliable assets in all of fantasy football. But I think the big story here, Matthew, is that the Vikings got the run game going a little bit with Aaron Jones healthy, too.
He did, but he left this game early, has a shoulder injury. It's always something with Aaron Jones, which drives you crazy. But the offensive line played better here, which I thought was important. I mean, I think J.J. McCarthy, it's weird because J.J. McCarthy, QB 13. Right? Got a rushing touchdown. QB 13 is rated on Monday Night Football.
That's a big difference maker.
Well, sure, but by the way, everyone's just oh, J.J. McCarthy, and I think it's because expectations were so low.
I agree.
Yeah. You're just like Justin Fields, Jets, deer in the headlights kind of level of is this guy even going to be in the league in 2 weeks?
Yeah. Right.
And then he just came out and he was competent.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson had to make some unbelievable catches to come down with the ball, but again, he was solid. He wasn't a disaster. And I think because he wasn't a disaster, expectations were so low, people were like, whoa, woo, J.J. McCarthy.
I agree. I mean, 14 completions. The throw at the end was awesome, but I think what we care about is can J.J.
Under
McCarthy
150 passing yards.
Not sink everyone else in the offense?
That's the point.
If you're starting J.J. McCarthy, I think you're playing with fire.
Yeah.
But can he not sink Justin Jefferson? And when Aaron Jones is healthy with the run game, and he did enough yesterday that he didn't sink those guys.
Yeah, and Addison as well,
right? Great day for Addison, but decent and not dreadful.
Again, that's the point. To your point, can he be competent enough here to keep this offense afloat for the players we care about, Jay?
Yeah, I think it's strange because he goes into Detroit and wins as a 9.5-point underdog, and he has these highlight plays, and we come out of it still no idea, basically, what he's going to be like going forward. I thought, though, kind of the big difference was that the Vikings, their offensive line is healthy for the first time, it feels like, in forever, and that just gives them a bit more stability, and that just allowed kind of the Kevin O'Connell machine to kick in, which has been such a cheat code for basically every quarterback that's played there.
Right, and their defense tortured the Lions.
Yes.
I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs' yards before contact was in the minus territory.
Yeah.
He was averaging negative 0.2 yards before contact in this game, so he had nothing going, Matthew.
28 yards from scrimmage, a career low. 12 touches, 5.8 fantasy points, all career lows. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs came in as hot as any running back in the NFL this side of Jonathan Taylor, and the Vikings completely shut him down. Louis Garcia says, so weird. When the Lions use Gibbs, they win. When they don't, they lose. Wonder how they fix this. I don't know that that's totally fair, Louis Garcia. I appreciate the comment. They had to go away from him because they got nothing going.
And also they started falling down by 2 scores, and the clock started working against them. The Lions are a team, they may well be the second, third best team in the NFL, but they are a little fragile in terms of if they start falling behind, it looks a lot worse. Same thing with the Colts. The Colts start playing from behind, doesn't look like the same machine at all because Jared Goff, Daniel Jones, these are quarterbacks who can't overcome their context as much as a Mahomes, an Allen, or a Lamar.
That's right.
But ultimately, I think the one takeaway perhaps is that kind of this Detroit offensive line probably isn't the machine that it was last year. I mean, there's been turnover there and obviously new offensive coordinator. Probably can't count on it to be as dominant week in, week out.
Sewell left this game at some point, so they've dealt with injuries. Their rookie Tate Ratledge, who's been good, has also been hurt throughout the season. And credit to Brian Flores, who said, I am getting interior pressure, moving Jared Goff. Some quarterbacks that doesn't work against. Against Jared Goff, that works. If you move him, things are going to look rough. And, you watch Ben Johnson and all these wrinkles in his offense, and John Morton's been okay moving into this role, but you notice the difference, of course, without a great play caller like Ben Johnson.
Laporta had a huge game, obviously, in this one. Thank you, Laporta. But by the way, very quietly since week 5, he's the third best tight end in fantasy on a points-per-game basis, at least 16 fantasy points in 3 of the past 4, 20% target share 3 of the past 4. So it seems like, again, as this offense is sort of coming into shape, Laporta becoming more and more a part of it. Goff is what he is. It was ultimately a nice game, but this is only a second game all year with 30 pass attempts. This is not the kind of game they want to play.
No.
They want to your point, they want to be running the ball. So I don't think there's a lot to take away from this game because, again, Gibbs isn't going to have this low a usage. Goff isn't going to throw it this much. So I think it is. The last thing I'll say here, and then we can move on. The Vikings' upcoming schedule is fascinating, right? I mean, this is a team that's could literally go either way. They're home to Baltimore this week, right?
Who looks better now.
Of course, with Lamar back.
And the defense is healthy.
Right, and they're
healthy-ish.
They're off the mini-bye. Look at them. Look at this schedule here. So week 10, home to the Ravens. Week 11, home to the Bears. Then they got to go to Green Bay. They're at the Packers. And then week 13 at the Seahawks. The next 4 games are really interesting until they get the basic bye against my Commanders in week 14. That's basically it. That's a bingo square. That's a bye. That's a win.
Respect Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, we're done. We're done. I'm at the point where I'm playing for a draft pick. You know,
at least you made it to Halloween.
Yeah.
That's more I can say about my team.
Yeah, dude. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.